They're known for a thing or two, especially Henzo.
Oh.
I used to love watching his fights. I still rewatch them sometimes.
It's one of those amazing things where I was kind of thinking that's what we might see from Crabble earlier, where it's you think they're losing until they get a hold of something, and then it's over. But, man.
We see Ryan Martin here. You know, he recently changed gyms. He's with the Upstate Grappling Club. We see Cage Wars veteran there, and Henzo Gracie, Bruno Tosas, black belt, Andrew Chirico in his corner. They got a new school up there as well. A lot of really exciting things going on in the Capital Region in terms of mixed martial arts.
It's becoming more and more popular. I know a lot of people when I was growing up, it was all about boxing. I've seen a lot of those people turn into MMA fans, especially like that guy that you would have thought was a boxing fan is becoming an MMA fan.
Well, I mean, back in the day, I used to go to a lot of boxing gyms, and I went to a boxing gym, shall remain nameless, but they said we don't work with MMA fighters. If you want to come in and take some classes, fine. We're not in MMA. Now they've transitioned, and they've got quite a few MMA fighters, pro and amateur.
I feel like every time he says I'm not going to say what it is, I want to know the worst. Like Will is the biggest tease. It's like Iron Will. It's his will is iron. He'll tease you all day long and he'll never give up.
No, because I love these guys, so I don't want to put them on blast.
All right.
You know what I mean?
But you know what, though? But that, 15, 20 years ago, there were none of the boxing gyms. The boxing coaches didn't really know necessarily how to train the MMA guys. That was a big part of it, too.
Back in 2010, 2011, I was doing MMA training, whatever, and I was dating a state trooper at that point.
What was his name?
Yeah, funny.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
She actually said, "You can't do that. I can't be seen with people going in and out of a place like that."
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, that's how frowned upon it was back then.
The connotation was...
back then the fights used to happen in bars. I used to go with a local guy, Roger Zapata, that used to have fights in a bar.
Good old Raj.
But that's how far the sport has come. We see Ryan Martin in the cage now, nice and ready. This young man has an excellent wrestling background, but also has a good striking base.
I also think that another big reason for it, and I think it just simply coincides with the explosion of the UFC in the last 15 years with athletes like John Jones and Ronda Rousey that have become real household
even beyond
names.
That, you got to remember, we were the last state in the union to legalize mixed martial arts.
Right.
So we are bound to be behind a lot of those other, states like Florida, California. All right, here we go. We got Bryce Ward, 1-1 out of Team JUCO, making his way into the cage. He's coming off of a big decision win at Cage War 64.
I noticed my Firebirds are here, and I smell tequila. You didn't bring me one. Nobody brought me one? Wow.
By the way, Ward is an absolute tank.
So is Martin. This is going to be
both guys are
amazing fight.
Absolute tanks.
And they're both excellent at wrestling. So to me, is it going to be one of those things where the wrestling negates itself? Or how is, for example, Ryan Martin going to use his wrestling to open up the striking?
This is the biggest fight, size-wise, we've seen since the opener, right, I believe?
No, we had a 185 fight.
Oh, we did? Okay. I mean, come on. These guys...
Wait till you see. I mean, he is ripped.
I look like that with my shirt off, just so you guys know.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure Brian knows what you look like with your shirt off.
I don't know, but I know it's that.
We're going to bring it up to Mike Falvo for the official introduction.
Fans, welcome to the Rivers Casino and Resort here in Schenectady, New York, and welcome to Cage War 65. We have reached the main card for tonight's event. Tonight's main card is presented by Cage Wars MMA, Sticker Mule, and the Rivers Casino and Resort, as well as Stimulus.com. Cage War 65 is brought to you by UA Local Number 7, Plumbers and Steam Fitters and Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Number 2, Amsterdam Cannabis, Laborers Local Number 157, Unions Fight, Unions Win. We also want to welcome the Albany Firebirds to the Cage Wars family, as well as Vice and Virtue. Tonight's main card is approved and sanctioned by the United States Muay Thai Association. Executive Director Ed Kinner is in attendance this evening. The judges for tonight's main card are Rob Exisa, Chris Polinsky, and John Lopez. Your physician at cage side for tonight's main card is Dr. Michael Sheridan. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's do this! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in yesterday at 171 pounds. Representing Upstate Grappling Club out of Clifton Park, Ryan Martin. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in last night at 169.5 pounds, representing Team Zhuhao out of Scotia, New York, Bryce Ward.
You definitely hear a mixed crowd. You got some folks for both guys.
Oh,
Big time, yes.
Martin staring a hole through Ward. Ward stalking Martin from across the. Already asking, are we going to touch gloves?
And an emphatic nod by Bryce Ward saying yes.
You know, and Bryce Ward is a really, again, a nice guy. You know, nothing but good things said by his teammates. Ryan Martin, the same thing. But when they're in here, they're animals.
It's going to be a good one.
You know, really about the same body type.
Yep.
You see Ryan taking a little bit of a longer stance again. I would give the edge in striking to Ryan, but again, look at the way Bryce Ward opens up. Nice leg kick. Taking advantage of that long stance.
Easy, getting loose with the hands. Let's go.
You know, and again, Ryan Martin is the more experienced of the two with 5 fights, and 2 of Ryan's losses are against champions in Joe Parker and Luis Melendez. So this just shows what level Bryce Ward is at with only 2 fights.
Martin keeps like popping his chin out, almost like daring Ward to come for him.
You know, and that can sometimes you want to bait your opponent to throw and then close that distance after they throw.
That got Ward's attention a little bit. Martin's got some real power, huh?
He does, but so does Ward. If Ward steps in with that right hand, nice leg kick.
Oh,
you can tell he's been practicing this. You know, they do have a new Muay Thai coach over there as well as, you know, their boxing coach, and it's definitely paying dividends.
Yeah, Ward looks
nice right hand.
Ward looks very much in control.
Martin got a nice red welt right by the knee.
Listen to the crowd react, too. Martin didn't land flush, but landed a decent right.
Kicked him in the bum.
Crowd went crazy.
Now, again, though, Bryce Ward breathing a little heavy. He's throwing those kicks with bad intentions. Ryan Martin still seeming loose.
Who do you think's going to go for the first shot, Will?
You know, I think it's going to be Bryce Ward because if you look at Ryan's stance, he's got a bladed stance, almost like that McGregor straight line stance, karate stance.
Yeah, there it is.
Which is why Bryce Ward's taking advantage of those leg kicks because of that angle.
Look how red that leg is, though, on Martin.
You know, and that's the thing, too. After a while, that will start to compromise your movement.
You said new Muay Thai coach for Ward, right?
Yep, absolutely. Team Zhuhao, and it's made a giant difference in their kicking for sure, as well as their clinch work. Again, he's really taking advantage of that bladed stance of Martin. If I'm Martin's coaches, I'm going to tell him to change that stance a little bit. He's got to be able to. He's got to be able to check the kicks, and in that position, you cannot check that kick.
45 seconds left to go in a very even first round.
Martin playing with his shorts a little bit, something going on with the leg, I think, already.
You hear his coach is calling for the takedown.
Oh, great jab. Follows it up with a right. Martin's got Ward in trouble here with 35 seconds left to go.
Ward looking for that kick. You got to be careful not going to the well too often.
And it's been a pretty even first round.
There's that shoot.
Look for the single leg. Nice job by Martin.
Those are some big shots by Martin. Interesting scramble
and again,
here.
both these guys, excellent wrestlers. Good scramble, good ground and pound by Bryce Ward. This is Bryce's first full rules fight. Woo. 10 seconds. Corner's calling for the knee to the thigh.
Both guys had their moments in round 1. And a nice way to finish for Bryce Ward.
You know,
very even.
Out of the 2 of them, it seems like Ryan Martin is still the fresher man. But again, with that leg compromise like that, it's going to be interesting to see round 2.
He keeps hiking the shorts up, like trying to get the shorts off the sore part where he's been getting kicked. He doesn't do it on the other side.
You know, again, if I'm his coach, I'm going to say shorten the stance up a little bit. You know, straighten the front foot out so you can check a kick, at least shelf it. You know what I mean? And then when he throws those kicks, change or cover the distance, throw your jab, cross, land something heavy.
Nobody leaving anything in the tank, though. They're both going after it.
And again, you know, both of them have excellent wrestling, excellent scrambling. They're both tough guys, and they can both throw bombs.
They have wrestler ears. They're not the cauliflower, but they're both close.
Right.
You know, those are
like
guys,
baby cauliflower.
Right. They've had damage done.
All right, here we go. Ryan Martin, Bryce Ward, round 2.
Both fighters with hometown fans cheering them on.
They're booing each other's opponent.
So good. It's sold out here. Cage Wars in Schenectady. Thank you all for watching. Streaming on Stimulus.
You know, and get your tickets early next time. But if you can't get them, go to Vice and Virtue. They are going to stream the fights live.
Can you imagine you're a banger fight like this? You both go to Vice and Virtue for dinner in a couple days, and they're sitting like a booth away.
Oh, nice jab by Ryan Martin.
I wonder how long until he goes back to that leg.
There it is.
Nice job by Ryan. He's the whizzer.
Good scramble.
I'd say great matchmaking here at this Cage Wars. This has been a really even competitive fight. These two are so close in skill level.
But again, Ryan definitely seems to be the fresher of the two.
Yeah, Ward wants to get this thing on the ground.
Yep.
You know what it does? It takes energy to consistently shoot like that on your opponent.
Although I'll give Ward credit, though, because his striking has been pretty good, pretty
It's
decent. It's
gotten
certainly
much
holding his
better,
own.
too.
Holding his own for sure.
You got to be a little impatient at this point too. You've been chopping at that leg, He shouldn't be able to put weight on it by now.
Now, but again, these guys train like that. You train getting kicked in your leg so often. A lot of schools do leg conditioning where you just kick each other nonstop. We used to do it all the time.
Yeah, that left leg.
Good level change by Bryce.
That left leg Levac is
Both
severely
legs.
compromised by Martin.
Martin trying to push on the head, trying to squirm out.
This is a great job by Ward here. Changing the whole fight around. 1:30 left to go.
Got to watch that cage. Laszlo Hoob on top of it. Here we
Gets
go, halfway through the second round. Now they're both slowing down. Here we go.
Ward's just beating him right now with pace. Just a little more pace.
Just
And
the
nice
energy it
job
took to
with
get
the
out of
hands
that
to the
corner.
feet.
Nice little feint there. Martin looks like he just wants to take a deep breath, step back, and just kind of regroup.
1 minute left, but that left leg is getting heavy. You can see it.
I mean, it's so red, especially at the back of the knee.
Well, and you see his movement. It's getting heavy.
That does a lot of things. That takes away your power and your jab and a lot of different things, Chuck. Well,
Yep, because, the punching striking is all about that kinetic linking, and that comes from the floor up through the muscles to your opponent. That energy.
Hasn't stopped Martin from continuing forward, though.
No, not at all.
Ward's got some damage to that eye right now. That right eye looks like it's starting to close up a little bit.
Nice kick. He's landing that shin every time. But again, Martin is like the Terminator. You just keep coming forward.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. If you're Ward right now, you're doing your
Excellent
plan.
job changing the level. Can he turn the corner? He's got that single. Bryce Ward doing a good job defending.
What a fight. Right in front
Trying
of
to
us
sink
here.
that leg in. We got 10 seconds left. Can he secure the takedown? Bryce Ward defending. Look for the underhook.
Both
Got
guys.
that right underhook. Here we go. Looking at the clock. Riding it out. Good
Excellent
job by
round.
Bryce Ward.
a
Excellent
fight.
work there.
see
He was
Ward-
aware of the clock.
Yeah.
He looked over, knew how much time he needed, and he defended. Beautiful work.
It's got to be a little disheartening for Ward, though, right? Like you're chopping at that leg. You're chopping at that leg. Now you got damage to your eye. Martin's still coming for you.
At this point, I'm about to call Tanya Harding in. You need to do something because it's just,
Martin, though, wide-eyed. Martin looks fresh to me. He doesn't blink.
But again, 5 fights. He's a seasoned amateur.
But, all right, so Will, I hear you saying what Martin needs to do different. I haven't heard you say what Ward needs to do different. Ward looks like he's executing his plan pretty well.
Ward is doing really great. What I would like to see a little bit more out of Ward is chin down, throwing a couple more jabs with those kicks.
Okay.
Either
Mix
after
up.
or before the kick.
Change the levels. Mix
Change
it
the
up a little
levels, keep him at bay a little bit when you're throwing the punch. A lot of times when you're throwing a punch off a kick, you don't always mean to land, it's to keep the distance.
Both fighters bringing it. Our third and final round here.
I think you're going to see Ryan Martin come out with a sense of urgency because he does not want to let this go to the judges.
And that makes him very, very dangerous. if
And
you
as you
ask me.
mentioned, Jeff, Bryce Ward's right eye, he was just rubbing it. It's definitely got a little bit of damage there.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear it every time that leg connects.
Leg kicks are my favorite thing in the world. But you see how Ryan's turning his body. He's giving him the left leg.
Yep.
But again, he's got the shorts are hiked up. Is that like enticing him even more? Just keep doing that and I'll get your chin eventually?
Yeah, you would think he'd be doing the opposite, like pulling it down.
Yeah, but sometimes it also gets swollen and, from the kicks. If you notice, it's staying up. I think it's starting to get a little swole from all the shin contact.
If you look at the back of Martin's knee, it's actually starting to bleed a little bit from all the kicks.
Well, and again, that's that angle because Bryce Ward can wrap the foot and the shin around that leg.
But I will say this, while it looks gnarly, it doesn't appear to be compromising him in the least. And that adds to what your point about the frustration. And Ward, I think, has done everything and anything he could do to win this fight.
If you look too now Martin has become the aggressor. Ward
Yeah.
was the aggressor for the first round and a half, 2 rounds.
You know, and you see him trying to load up that right hand on that leg kick.
I think Martin feels like he's got him right where he wants him, to be honest. He's trying to land one more big shot.
One big right hand. There he's looking for it right there.
Oh! And a
Nice jab.
got him with a jab. Listen to this crowd.
You know, Bryce Ward doing a good job being aware, getting to the cage, bringing him to his own corner.
That's survival at this point.
It is. But you know what? Again, great instincts.
Right, instincts are the thing too. Like, how do you train yourself? I just got punched in the face. Let me dive into you.
You just get punched in the face training. Ryan Martin doing a good job trying to defend, trying to fight those arms. Bryce Ward has the hands locked behind the left leg.
I would have no idea how the judges are going to score this fight.
No idea.
None.
Ryan Martin trying to break that lock. Turn Bryce Ward.
The reality is,
Ooh.
at this level there are no losers
No,
in this
not at
fight.
all.
Not in this
Well,
fight.
Ryan Martin looking
There's a
for the
minute
mount.
left.
Looking for the back. Less than a minute. Good job by Bryce Ward controlling Ryan Martin's left hand to get up. Turning into his opponent. Great work.
I love the competitive fire both men are showing, especially Martin here in this 3rd round.
Yeah, Martin is definitely the aggressor, but Bryce Ward is having an answer for what Martin's bringing him.
I mean, they're both going to be better fighters for this fight.
Without a doubt.
Less than 30 seconds, guys. Final round.
What a fight.
Oh.
Well, that could have been really dangerous. He almost
Ward
walked
just
into
missed
something.
he just missed that knee while he was shooting in.
Did
You
he
know,
get it?
Takedown.
No.
He did, but Martin got right back up. Oh, no, you know what? He's down.
That's tough. The judges really have their hands full.
They're
With only
right
10
there.
seconds.
The judges are right there, so
Final 10.
that could be another. He just keeps pulling that leg and he's not letting him go.
Those feel kind of like even scrambles, don't they? A little bit.
It
What
does.
a fight!
It absolutely does.
No losers in this one.
Martin not like Ward goes for the quick handshake. Martin not willing to do it yet.
He's pumped.
I don't know what that mouth guard did to anybody else.
He
Jeez.
slammed it down.
That was a war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was.
That's an adrenaline rush for anybody.
That's when you almost want to see it go another round, just see if one can finish the other one.
Doctor checking in on that eye for Bryce Ward. Bryce Ward assuring him he's good. Ryan Martin also being checked out.
I love the way both of these men fought here tonight, and they have everything to be proud
He's
of.
checking out Ryan Martin's leg.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
That's one of those ones that's going to hurt tomorrow.
I tell you what,
Yep.
yeah, that was just going to say it. It didn't hurt tonight, but it's going to hurt tomorrow.
Once that adrenaline wears off.
He's tough, though. Both these guys. Yeah, both these guys are certainly wearing the effects.
And they got nothing to be ashamed of, either one of them. Again, it's just going to be interesting to see what the judges say.
Ward thinks he won it.
Yeah. And again, with the
All
way
right,
the
we're going to
judges-
bring it up to Mike Falvo for the official decision.
And as always, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for 2 great fighters and one hell of a fight. And now, after 3 hard-fought rounds of mixed martial arts, we go to the official scorecard. John Lopez scores the fight 29-28 for the red corner. Rob Exisa scores the fight 29-28 for the blue corner. And Dave DeRossi scores the fight 29-28 for your winner by way of split decision. Out of the blue corner, Ryan Martin.